What up, it's your boy, fucking, no gaming videos for nearly a year because my brain is mush. And today we're doing something a little different, a little late to the trend because, you know, the big YouTuber already did the thing. So now here I am to pick up the scraps. Please give me attention, I'm desperate for it. We are going to be predicting the Mortal Kombat 12 roster. If you're sitting here like, why the fuck do I think I have an authority on Mortal Kombat at all? The answer is I fucking don't. The not as bitchy answer is that I actually used to play a shit ton of Mortal Kombat 11 here on the channel. You know, one of those Mortal Kombat videos is actually one of my most popular videos on the channel, you know. And yeah, it's about fucking it. I played the game a lot. It's fun and neat. I do love punching them and the guts come out. It's really funky fresh. Yeah, today this isn't a wish list. This isn't, oh, who do I really want to be in the game? Because if that was the case, Scarlet, #1. I'm horny for the bloody bitch. No, this is who I think is actually going to be in the game, who I think is going to be DLC, who I think is going to be a pre-order bonus, all of that. So yeah, it's the intro to the video. Fucking, I'm still bad at those. Let's get right to fucking, we're just going to pick and choose some people. Like right away, we're going to pick some characters that I want to be fucking dead and gone. First up, Chronica, die in a house fire, you Sinead O'Connor looking ass bitch.
Know your fucking place, trash.
Cetrion, please do the same. I tried Googling a picture of you earlier and the first two suggested things were feet and hot. That makes me worried. Another character gonna be deleted, Ferritor. Just get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Dairo, you're an older character, so this is a bit of a surprise, but no, die. Go away, never return. Nitara, I can't really, oh, you're right there. Nitara, I don't know why you came to mind, but you're a likely DLC because, you know, every DLC wave needs that one character that everybody goes, ooga booga, I'm super horny about. You know, maybe I was the Joker for the last game.
Oh, yes, Daddy.
I'm coming for you!
Would you fuck the Joker? Are you mentally ill? I'm mentally ill enough to fuck Nitara. Vampire bitch? Yes, please. Hotaru, my man, I'm sorry, but wherever you are, I saw you a second ago. There you are, goodbye. Hotaru will never be seen again. Another character that can just get sent to the Shadow Realm. Surprisingly, a very controversial choice, this. Kai. Bye-bye. Kira is a character that can also get fucked. See, a lot of these characters were just, I feel like they were trying to fill in certain niches, copy other certain video game characters to no real dice, no real luck. Speaking of characters that just ugh. Suhao, bye-bye. And I think that does finish out all the characters that can just straight up get fucked immediately. Now let's go into some characters that absolutely need to be in the game, and if they're not in the game, what the fuck are you thinking? Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage, Raiden. I'm echoing a very similar statement that a lot of people have already said, including the man who originally did this tier list that I saw. Well, not originally, he was reacting to somebody doing it, then he did it himself. Brusque Poet, he's like the Mortal Kombat guy. He was reacting to Maximilian. Brusque Poet made a very good point. Jax is like your boxer character. He's a character that you need to give boxing a representation. You can also say the same sorry, that sentence made no sense. You can also say that character that does the same thing as Jackie Briggs, but she is also going in the game by that same logic. And for a much more important reason, because I mean, come on, the ending of more recent Mortal Kombat game, Cassie Cage, she is going in there. We're keeping on the track of Combat Kids. The Combat Kids need to be in here, especially the ones that were skipped on in MK11, including Cicada and wherever Mr. Bow and Arrow Man went. Where the fuck are you? Kung Jin. Some more absolutely ones that need to be in there: Kung Lao and Liu Kang. This I feel right here is your essential character list of people who need to be in the fucking game. Absolutely no questions about it. Needs to fucking happen. In terms of like, yeah, no shit, they're like the series. Like, these are no-brainers to me. I feel like the controversial ones are the Combat Kids, Cassie, Jackie, Cicada, and Kung Jin, because a lot of people don't like them. They don't like what they represent. They don't like their movesets. I think they all serve a very good purpose. Cassie Cage, she is just, for lack of a better term, is a good new main protagonist. Jackie Briggs fills in the gap for a lot of people who feel like maybe they weren't well represented in terms of, oh, I can relate to this character, I can relate to this character. I've seen a lot of people personally relate to Jackie. Cicada and Kung Jin, they're just fucking cool. They got done dirty in MK11 by getting skipped over. They were some of the more interesting characters, especially Cicada for me playstyle wise in MKX. So they need to be in here. Then Liu Kang and Kung Lao, I mean, come the fuck on. I'm still wondering why I randomly grabbed Nitara. I think I was like so close to eliminating her, then I was like, nah. Alright, so something that I feel like is gonna like really lend well into, oh, I missed somebody, sorry, Kano, he's gotta be in there as well. He's another OG, he's gotta be there, sorry. Now, if we're talking about characters, I think we gotta talk about the pre-order bonus. There's always gonna be a pre-order bonus. It's the modern era, it's just how things are. I think the pre-order bonus is gonna be two characters, Taven and Dagon. These characters have been requested a few times over. I feel like Mortal Kombat 12 kinda is gonna serve as the Armageddon game in terms of like where it relates, in terms of this new reset we got ever since Mortal Kombat 9. This is gonna be the fourth game as part of the new reset. 9, X, 11, and now 12. So I feel like now is a good time to bring in characters like Taven and Dagon, who sort of relate to the middle ground of the older Mortal Kombat games. I think they're very interesting characters. The whole like fated to save the world thing is kind of overdone, but I think they're super interesting. They can be done very well, especially in a new game like this where they can be fleshed out more as characters. Include them in the main story as well. Do like the Shao Kahn thing that they did in Mortal Kombat 11. If I'm remembering right, he was in the main story. I could be very wrong. I'm a little stupid. Speaking of Apocalypse, we gotta talk about the big bad of Apocalypse himself, Blaze. I think he was actually a secret character for Deception, I believe, but he was mainly the big boss of Armageddon. He is going to be in as a likely DLC. I feel like he is going to be, you're going to get the pre-order bonus announced, and then you're going to be sitting there like, oh, what about Blaze? He's going to be the big attraction for DLC Pack 1. Get into some more modern characters. Well, not really modern, just characters that appeared more in the modern context and the modern games. Let's talk about Frost, who has 2 models for some fucking reason. Frost, I'm kind of on the fence about. If we're getting a different Frost, like a proper Frost, instead of the new robot dumb shit, then I would say she's very well a could be in. But I feel like she was done so dirty, and if we just continue to get Robo Frost, this new version, delete it, honestly. Hot take there, I know, but I think honestly, just get fucked if that's what we're going to be getting. Some more characters that I feel like, personally, I don't gel with them, and I feel like they could get an off chance, or sorry, an off season with this game, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be in there. We're going to get Sonya Blade. He's my personal favorite character. He's my main on Mortal Kombat 11. I feel like Noob is kind of running the could be in right now. I'd love for him to be in. I think he's one of the best characters. His moveset is my favorite to use. He's basically just a little asshole. I'm off Noob, a bit of a few games away, but Smoke. I feel like Smoke is a could be in as well, more so than Frost. A better reworked Frost. Start picking out more characters from MK11 here. Let's talk about Shiva. Shiva would be in, maybe, possibly. I'm not a big fan of what they did with Shiva, but you know, it's possible. Garrus is a character who I'm very on the fence about. I feel like he is very good. His moveset, fucking phenomenal. He'd be a great addition, but I feel like he's more falling into the would-be. Shinnok has had his time in the sun. I don't think we really even need him for DLC. Just keep him off for a game. He can have some rest. So let's talk about Quan Chi. I feel like Quan Chi, a possible would-be in. Fujin is a must for me. I feel like he's really relevant, especially in the modern context in terms of like, it's Fujin. I don't need to talk about Fujin. You know who he is. You know why he's important. Should I be making an argument here? Yes. But fuck yourself. This year has the female representation is kind of lacking in the main roster, and that is something that have actually been done pretty well the past few years, so let's make up some more of that female main roster. We're gonna have Katana, that is an absolute. I think Jade kind of falls in between here. I'm gonna put her above Sonya. Sonya feels more like on the hollow side, whereas Jade has a lot more going on, a lot more of a possibility going on here. Sindel, I feel like, is very much going to be in the game. Like some of the DLC characters off that Ultimate Pack are very much hinged towards what's going to be in MK12. So by that same logic, Melina's going to be there. Which you would think, you know, Katana, Melina, we need Jade. But I think Jade, I don't know why, just something about her being in the game is a very, I'm not fucking sure. Nightwolf is an absolute can be in. I feel like he really needs to be in a mainline game because we had Nightwolf as part of the DLC there, but I don't think he's been in the game since MK9, I believe. We knew MK9, basically the guy who fucking turned all these events happening from starting with MK9. Shao Kahn's gonna be in the game. He is an absolute, he's gonna be in there. It's a no-brainer. It's big bad boy. We need a big bad boy. Speaking of big bad boys, on the level of Shao Kahn, Shang Tsung, I feel like he's very 50-50. He should be in the game. He very much should be, but I'm not 100% sure if he will. Staying with the big bads, we got Onaga. Onaga, definitely a DLC character. Arguably part of the same pack as Blaze, but that's 2 big boys. So we'll put a little divide there via a big titty vampire lady. Being the DLC on the Onaga side of things, we're gonna put, fuck's your name again? Christ, what is your name? I was thinking about you earlier. I know this guy's Moloch. Who the fuck are you? Draman, that's his name. Jesus fucking Christ. Those guys, they're basically a pair, if you ask me. And Draman is a character who would be very fucking great lore-wise, especially his arcade ending, to add in as DLC. I want to think maybe it would be or could be, but if we're thinking logically here, you're thinking about, oh, holy shit, that character is coming back? DLC is the way to go with him. And I hate thinking that way, but I feel like that's the way it's going to go. Back over to the Blaze side of things, we're talking about characters who I think were really a big part of Apocalypse in terms of Apocalypse is where they really got their popularity striking around. We're talking about Meat, and I know Meat's like, oh, Meat bad, Meat meme.
We're fucking great! Meat, the Mortal Kombat character.
I'm just copying what Bruce Poet said there. I feel like Meat is still a character that can realistically be in there because he is a little funny. He is a little like, oh, get a load of this guy, but you know, you can still do a lot with Meat. Sticking more with DLC, let's get Havoc in there for the DLC side there and cap off that 4-pack. I'm keeping to a 4-pack with Chameleon. I feel like that's a good solid set for what DLC Pack 1 would be. So Blaze meets Chameleon and Havoc. Realistically, the fifth one would be like a guest character, but obviously there's no guest characters on here, so I'm just gonna say for a guest character, let's put in, honestly, if we're going off the fact that MKX had some horror characters, then MK11 did not. I feel like horror characters could make a comeback. Let's Terrifier. I feel like Terrifier would be a really interesting character moveset wise, because you can do so much with Terrifier in the sense of like, oh yeah, he's grabbing at you, he's tossing you down, he's pulling a weapon out of his back pocket, you know, but he's also just pulling random shit out, doing funny little gags. Over here on the Onaga side with Moloch and Drummond, let's put in Striker, actually. Striker, I feel like, and Brust Poet said this, I'm stealing from Brust Poet here, make John Cena the face model for Striker. Do that and it's sold instantly. You're gonna have people getting it just for John Cena, of course, but also for the fact that my cop guy, you can do a lot with him. Have him just be an accomplished cop dude. But we really got to have a big pull in terms of that DLC pack, so we're gonna finish that DLC pack off with Ermac, because a lot of people have been asking for Ermac for a fucking while now. Like, so many people have been asking for Ermac. I feel like this is finally the game to bring him back in and bring him back as DLC and make people buy the DLC just to play as Ermac. We're actually gonna add in Natara over here for that pack. Now, going back to the main roster stuff, let's get in a Goro. I think Goro is honestly a no-way character. Goro has kind of ran his course in terms of like, oh hell yeah, man, Goro, let's go. However, Kintaro is a can be in. So into can be ins, Kotal Khan. I feel like Kotal Khan is one of those characters that he's not as liked, he's not as popular of a character, but he can still be in the game because he's still very relevant to the plot, and we need, you know, big boy characters to go up against all these, you know, little normal size characters. Kenshi deserves to be in the game. He, for me, is a must be in. Maybe not old man Kenshi, maybe younger Kenshi, but he needs to be in there. See, the Reptile has been needed in. I feel like Tanya is a character that needs to return. We had Tanya in Mortal Kombat, came back in Mortal Kombat X. She was mentioned in MK11 in one of the arcade endings, I believe, but she needs to just make a full return. Picking some more characters from like the older area, Ashra is a character that really can be in. Ashra is just a classic character, you know. It's been ages. She's got an interesting design, one of the more unique designs, especially in the female department. Ashra, for me, is a character that could really break that monotony up. So you go more females. Devora is actually very low chance of getting in my opinion. I feel like Devora has run its course. A lot of people are either way into Devora or turned off by Devora, and I'm not talking sexually. Rain is a character who people wanted Rain back for so long, but then he came out and I feel like nobody fucking talks about Rain. But the fact that people clamored for so long makes me think he's going to be in the game. Speaking of characters people have been clamoring for, let's wrap up this little area here. Let's put characters for likely DLC. We're going to have Cobra. I feel like we really need to put Aaron Black into a DLC, not for the sake of, you know, putting him in the game, but for the sake of we need to rework Aaron Black, take him out of the story completely, and have him be remade DLC wise and just make the new DLC Aaron Black the new identity of Aaron Black, go back to his MKX vibes instead of the MK11 vibes. We're gonna put Collector in there for kind of the same reasons. Not a lot of people mess with Collector, but for those who did, he was one of their favorite characters. I feel like Collector is a character that you really need to put him into a DLC standpoint to see how much people still want him and still want to play as him, because not only do you have to buy the DLC pack in general at that point to get Collector, but you also need to, you know, play as him after buying that. Maybe you're just buying it for Aaron Black. Maybe you're just buying the DLC pack for someone like Reiko, who's also going in there. Maybe you're just getting that pack for somebody like Motaro. I think Motaro is going to be a really big cap off for that DLC pack. You got some of the older characters, you got some of the newer characters, and you got the big boy. Just recap here, because I'm like to keep it, you know, like I said, in sections here. We got Havoc, Chameleon, Meat, Natara, and Blaze for DLC pack 1. DLC pack 2 is Onaga, Ermac, Draman, Moloch, Striker, and then DLC pack 5. We got the big boy being Motaro, then we got Cobra, Aaron Black, Collector, and Reiko. I'm gonna do something that shouldn't be too controversial, but it probably will be. Delete Triborg. We don't need Triborg. Delete Jarek. Honestly, wild thinking here. Wild fucking thinking. Like, I'm not sure how people are gonna react to this one. Sector and Cyrax need to be in there. You can do so much with robot characters, but the controversial thing here is that earlier I said we don't need Robo Frost. That's because Frost was a character beyond just being a robot. Sector and Cyrax are mainly known for being, you know, Sector and Cyrax. Rework Frost, that's why she's up here. Or if you keep her as a robot, get the fuck rid of her. Why she's down there. Another character I think we can unfortunately get rid of, and I hate saying this is gonna be a no way, is Malvado. Another no way because I think he's really run his course as a character, and I feel like there's just not much more you can do with him outside of, yeah, he's cool to play as. But I feel like MK12 is going to be more of a game to satisfy people who've been wanting certain characters and certain things back Baraka is honestly a would-be-in. He's almost a no-way, but he's a would-be-in because it's Baraka. He's essential in a way. I think female chameleon is a no-way, just because I think she's cool. I think she's really great, but at her core, it's really just chameleon with tits. I think is what a lot of people boil her down to, what NetherRealm may look at her as. Tremor is a character who really needs to be in my opinion. But if I put Tremor and can be in, now that I'm looking at this roster here, I feel like Jade stands more of a chance as being on the main roster. Getting pretty deep into this video here, Jesus Christ. Bowright Show, I feel like he's very much going to be in. Raiden is essentially heavily downgraded, so you need a new sort of mentor character. You got Bowright Show, and you also have Shujinko. Come on, it's fucking Shujinko. Look him up. You don't need to hear me rattle on about Shujinko. You need to look him up yourself and learn yourself some shit. Coming down to the last few characters here, I'm just going to quickly get these out of the way and not even talk about them, because I don't want people to get mad at me. Darius is a delete, sorry. Last few characters here. Cabal is a wood, but he's very low. Scarlet, I hate saying it because she's my favorite character, but she's also pretty fucking low. Mocap is, I don't think they're bringing back Mocap. I really don't think they are. I'm struggling to figure out who the fuck this guy is, honestly. I don't know why I'm struggling. So update, I couldn't think of who that is because that's Robot Sub-Zero. I'm gonna put you in the no way category. And yeah, after damn near a half hour, I think I have my roster here. Like I said, we're fucking off. We don't need Chronica, Cetrion, Ferrotor, Dairu, Hotaru, or any of the rest of those fucking guys, especially Suhao. Fuck Suhao. The no ways, some of those are controversial. I honestly think the more I look at it, the Shinnok and Goro have a possibility, but they're probably just going to be stowed away because they've served their purpose for a few games. They can take some off games. The DLC, that's just straight up DLC packs there. Like literally one, two, three. You can count. These characters in the would-be-in category, Shiva, Garrus, Quan Chi, Devora, Baraka, Scarlet, and Cabal, I feel like those are all characters that are just going to get shoved down into the no-way section. Maybe some will be used for DLC. I feel like it'd be kind of dirty to put like Scarlet as DLC, or Shiva especially. If she was going to be in the game, she's going to be a main roster. I don't think they're bringing her back, hence the would-be-in. Could be in. I'm not very... Smoke confuses me. I want Noob to be in, but he's very, I don't know. Reworked Frost. This is a reworked Frost. I want to repeat that right there. Shang Tsung, who knows? I feel like all 5 characters, Nightwolf, Tremor, Sonya Blade, Kintaro, and Kodokan deserve to be in the game, but they all stand about the same chance, I think, as not being in the game. But we have the must roster. We have Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage, Cassie Cage, Raiden, Jax, Jackie Briggs, Takeda, Kung Jin, Kung Lao, Liu Kang, Kano, Shao Kahn, Fujin, Kitana, Sindel, Melina, Kenshi, Reptile, Tanya, Ashura, Rain, Sector and Cyrax, Jade, Shujinko, and Bowright Show. All in all, that right there, just that must be in is 2, 4. That's 29 characters, which I think might be pushing it a little bit. But I think they all need to be in the game realistically. Like how many characters does Mortal Kombat 11 have at the base? So Mortal Kombat 11 had 24 at launch, but like I said earlier, this I feel like is going to really echo Mortal Kombat Armageddon and the fact that it's going to be a big roster. It's going to be a lot of people. It's going to satisfy a lot of different eras. Hence why we have the likes of Tanya, Ashura, Rain, Shujinko. Shujinko especially, he should have been in the game ages ago. I don't know if NetherRealm just doesn't like him or they think he's too powerful or what. I don't fucking know. If you put in all the can-be-ins, which like I said, they all deserve, they all should absolutely be in, but I'm not 100% sure for sheer roster size. That brings the roster up to 34. I think that's perfect. If you can get the resources, spend enough time to actually flesh out each character and make them worth playing individually, that's a perfect roster there, 34. And yeah, that's the video. I'm really fucking excited for Mortal Kombat 12 when it eventually comes out. I'm gonna try and get the pre-order on it. MK11 was actually the first game that I got like the big, juicy, Thundercock version of. I spent like $100 to get the Ultimate Edition. Best decision of my life, although I was a little upset that the Aftermath Edition came out afterwards. I forget if they did or not, but I think if you have the Ultimate Edition bought, you should have gotten like a discount on the Aftermath Edition. They probably did that. I don't fucking know. But yeah, that's my list. Let me know what you guys think. Tell me how bad I am, how dumb my opinions are, because, you know, it's a tier list. You gotta have people shouting obscenities at me and telling me to, you know, send myself off a cliff at the speed of sound. But I hope you had a good day. I hope you're staying hydrated. I'll probably see you in another 10 months when I do another gaming-related video. Bye!